What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Bourbon and Bullshit podcast with some good friends, great drinks, and a little bit of BS. So grab a seat, pour up something neat, and welcome to the show. All right, guys. Welcome back to Bourbon and Bullshit. Today is going to be a little bit, it's going to feel nostalgic in a way. We are bringing back one of our favorite guests that we've had on, our buddy Justin L. I don't know if he wants me to say his last name because you can find him on the interwebs. And find
not the full government.
Not the full government. Never that. You might recognize that sultry voice from our Bourbon and the Music We Drink To episodes, which was one of our highest rated episodes.
Hey, man, it was a good time. That's why.
Yeah.
That shared energy, a lot of people pick up on just two bros going, just talking random. This is what we do normally. You know, our phone conversations is just never on topic. 20 minutes in, I was like, yo, how do we get here?
Yo, there's somebody. Well, that's Justin.
Yeah, that's true. I am long-winded, no doubt.
No, I'm saying that's Justin's voice, not you. We're both long-winded.
Oh, no doubt.
Shit. Are you kidding me that tonight Rosanna was like, oh, are you going to bring another guest? I was like, I don't need a third voice.
That's facts. Yeah.
I could literally just fill it up with just us two. Don't need anyone else. We'll be fine.
No doubt.
But I do think it's funny, though, because you're right. Like, there'll be moments I'm like, hey, man, let's talk fantasy. I want to trade someone to you. And I'm calling you for fantasy football and never once worked out a deal.
Yeah, not at all.
I didn't bring up a player, nothing. Just a day later, I'll send you a trade. You're like, that's tempting. Yeah. What the fuck? I should. The conversation was supposed to be this.
Yeah. I don't know how. I don't even know. We don't even. You're just like, yo, what's up, man? Oh, so yeah, hey, I saw this the other day. Did you see this? Oh no, I didn't see that. And then we go down that road, and then I've done it to you, same vice versa, right? When I call you, I was like, oh damn, I didn't even really like go into that with you. We got no finality to that conversation. So
and for those who don't know, if you ever try to get back on the phone with Justin without it being forceful, it's a fucking trial and tribulation.
God bless you. Yeah, it's hard.
I apologize in advance. I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, believe me, my mother lets me know all the time. Papi, you didn't call me. I called you twice. Papi, you didn't. It's that whole thing. You know how that goes.
I love my mother to death. This was not a plan. She called me. Yes, the other day or yesterday. Before.
This is what happens with us.
Yeah, this is what happens. Yeah. And she's just like, hey, she's like, get to us. I'm like, what are you doing? And I was like, and I just like a long week. I'm exhausted. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I know I sound like such a piece of shit, but
sure.
If you guys ever knew that the person on the other end of the phone is only calling you because they need something, sometimes you just want to jump to let's cut to the chase. Let's get there. Yeah. I was like, what do you need? She's like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? What do you need me to do? Yeah. Please just tell me so I can try to get so I can put shit in my car so I can do it, whatever, blah. She's like, no, nothing. I just was curious when you're going to come by. I was like, do you need me to cut the grass? Do you tell me because I'm not going to go to your house and then turn back around to get supplies. If you need me to do something, tell me now. And she's just like, well, I guess you could cut the grass. I was like, okay, I'll do that. Is there anything else that I need? Do you need me to fucking hang a painting? What the fuck is it like? And she's like, damn, what's wrong with you? It's like, nothing. I just know you only call me when you need something.
She had a set plan on how she was going to get to the grass being cut, and you didn't allow her to have that.
No.
See, so
I am exhausted.
And messed up her flow. So now she's upset, and there's no getting mommy back on that side. Like it's like all right.
Now I'm the bad guy.
Just cut the conversation short. I'll be there. Cut the grass at 5:30.
I'm definitely the bad guy at the end of the conversation. But I'm got to do the thing she wants and leave me the fuck alone.
I've been there. Yeah.
Enough of that. Like we said, we digress a lot. So what you've been going on? What have you had going on since last we had you on the show? I know we talked about some of the books you were reading, and some of the things you were watching. What do you got new going on?
So in terms of just like entertainment wise, things I've been watching.
What's keeping you busy? What you sip to?
So recently, actually right now, The Penguin on Max, bro.
I've been hearing,
man, it's so good.
It's a damn near flawless show.
It's phenomenal, man. Just the acting, Colin Farrell is just killing it as the Penguin, and he's so relatable. We're not gonna spend too much time in Batman because me and you are gonna end up like flipping some chairs in here, because we know your thoughts on Batman.
He's a villain.
Okay. See, so it's already begun. But I think one thing most people can agree on is that he has great villains, right? And even with Penguin,
because he works with them.
Okay, all right, here we go.
There's only so many times you can let the Joker out without me thinking you're in on it.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Joker was let out again. What happened? Oh, Batman came earlier today.
I put him in Arkham. You know the place he's broken out of 17 times this month? Yeah, I put him right back there. My man. Like, come on.
Joker's charismatic, man. You never know. But the point I was getting to is, Penguin is an interesting character, but I don't think the way they take a deep dive into the show that kind of shows his relationship with his mother, what kind of makes him tick, how he's leveraging every angle to try to get himself out of situation and get him into a position of power is just masterful, So it's just really, really good overall storytelling, just kind of within the world of Batman. So I'm just kind of obsessed with it. I'm shocked about how good it was. And, I think a lot of people, for the most part, the Batman movie, the Matt Reeves movie seems to be,
it's a good one.
Really well received. And this just expands on the world that much more. And, man, I'm kind of obsessed with it. So I just finished the last episode, which is, at the time of recording, that's episode 4, which kind of takes a deep dive into Sofia Falcone. So she kind of talks about her back history. But, again, they're kind of taking deep dives into, characters in the background, and it's how the Penguin's directly involved. Bro, it's masterful. Absolutely loving it.
I actually had that conversation about the Batman, the Matt Reeves version.
Yeah.
And it obviously came in the crux of the outstanding failure that is Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie.
Yeah.
Part 2. And it's fantastic how bad that movie did, and I'm very glad it did poorly. But
not a fan of the first one though?
It's
Okay.
It's not a Joker movie. It's Taxi Driver. You put the Joker makeup on it because you knew superhero movies were popular, and you said, "Hey, let's fucking make it the Joker movie." But it wasn't a superhero movie. There's nothing about it that's a superhero movie.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of why people liked it, though.
Yeah. Then watch Taxi Driver. It's as a movie standalone.
Yeah, sure.
Good movie.
Right.
Well shot. Beautiful movie. I love it.
Yeah.
As a comic book movie about the Joker, it's a cop out. You literally said. I think what I was told was that the movie script was written a while ago.
Okay.
And then they kind of transformed it into the Joker movie. And that's what sold it.
Okay.
Which tells me you knew that the only reason someone would watch this was because you added a name that was popular. And it now exists in a separate universe and not the same universe and all this stuff. And then Matt Reeves' Batman is so outstanding, and Heath Ledger's Joker. So it pissed me off. Like, I like the movie, but when I'm like, this is just kind of cash grab. You're just pulling people in by a name only. And I get it that's kind of like the whole thing, and we talked about it. I think you and I talked about it privately that's why people buy Call of Duty 7, because you know the product.
Yeah, yes.
So you don't watch Joaquin Phoenix in a movie where he's a crazy man. But if you put clown makeup on him, you're going to go.
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of what comic books are, right? You give it to a new art director, you give it to a new storyteller, writer, and they put their own approach on it.
100%.
And that's kind of what that movie was. So it was kind of taking the comic book formula and putting it into the mainstream movie scene. And they kind of did their own thing. So I appreciate it for what it was. Is it the Joker I know? Not so much,
not
right?
Any version of any Joker I know, but
But I thought it was an interesting take into the psyche of a madman, and which is ultimately what he is, right? So I just thought it's true. Right, but you're just saying it's a cash grab, right? Because you're slapping a DC title on and putting the Joker on there.
Yeah,
right. But does that make it any less of an interesting story, though?
No, but it doesn't make it what I wanted it to be. Like it's my my opinion is that, like, if we're gonna name it a Joker movie, I wanted more Joker. I wanted more Gotham. I wanted more that dark mystery of him and who it was.
Right.
It just seems like a Taxi Driver.
Yeah. Well,
that's the best way I can put it.
But you don't think somebody's went into a comic book store, bought a comic book, read it, and it's like, no, that's not my view of that superhero. That's not my view of that.
All the time.
Just because they took a different approach.
All the time. And we can get into New 52 and get into all that craziness of like every different version of every different character. There are people pissed off that there's a black Superman that exists somewhere.
Oh yeah, for
Relax, you'll be fine. Yeah. It's a fucking make-believe thing. It's an alien. I'm surprised that you're not concerned that he's an alien.
Right.
But whatever. That's cool. As long as he's white.
As long as he looks human enough. He looks safe and handsome. So he's all good. Yeah.
Handsome. If you put some glasses on him, he's a nerd. Yeah. But I know that there's different renditions of every comic book, but I think that it's like foundation. DC really pissed me off a lot, not pissed me off, but frustrated me a lot with where the movies were.
Nah, that's fair.
Where I think
we all felt that.
Yeah, and where I think like where Marvel really shined was, regardless if the product came out well or not, Madam Web, they maybe with Venom, but you still kind of acknowledged that this was still part of one universe and one connected like entity.
Sure.
Where like DC is just like, I just need money.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, what they did with the DC films was very sad.
I just need money. Just here, please hurry. Just fucking make as much money as you can.
Right.
But The Penguin the Show.
The Penguin the Show. That's a full circle.
Full circle.
Penguin the Show is man, that's top of mind because I just finished watching that last episode last night. Yeah. So it's it's phenomenal. So I mean I know a lot of people are waiting for it to kind of the series to finish and so they could just binge it. But I'm enjoying the week to week way of watching right now.
Matt Reeves does his version of Batman. I always had faith in Robert Pattinson. I watched some of his other movies outside of Twilight. Actually, I've never watched all of Twilight. I got tricked into the first two. Well, the first one.
I saw the first two. I think.
So the first one because my sister tricked me, said it was something like Interview with a Vampire, and I loved Interview with a Vampire. It's like, it's based on a book. It's a vampire book. I was like, oh shit, I love Queen of the Damned, Interview with a Vampire, and all that. Yeah. I want to go watch this. I was like, why? Why is that guy sparkling? Yeah. But I gave Robert Pattinson another chance, and I think obviously all of us could say Heath Ledger had something to do with me giving people who I thought were a certain kind of actor another chance. Yeah. Because when you see Heath Ledger as the Joker, you're like, oh my God. Yeah. Or when you see fucking Matthew McConaughey in True Detective, you're like, oh, yeah, these motherfuckers got range. Yeah. Vince Vaughn wasn't so much. He was fucking awful. Yeah. But that Matt Reeves' universe was so brilliantly done. So I'm excited for the Penguin, especially one of my favorite villains of any comic book movie right now is the Riddler. Played by Paul Dano. Yeah, man. In Matt Reeves' universe, because I thought he was. You often think of the slapstick, like old school Riddler, like riddle me this, Batman. No, this motherfucker was Jigsaw. Yeah, he's scary. Riddles. He was. They really made him terrifying because I think of him the same way. Kind of because even the Jim Carrey version, right? Mm-hmm. Even in the more mainstream stuff, he's always kind of like a skinny, nerdy. Yeah. Kind of like I'm gonna outwit you. No, Paul Dano was terrifying. Yeah, Paul Dano's like I'm gonna stab you. Yeah, I'm going to kill you. This wrench in your head any moment now. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Riddle me this, wrench in your head. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I was shocked by that take. I've never seen again. They took their creative license to take a character that we knew to be a certain way and did it in a way that I thought was masterfully done. Gave a different depth and dynamic to them that I think really worked in that universe because it's a dark world, which Gotham usually is. That's what I liked about it. And I just thought they really nailed it, and it just little aspects that were really smart, and it kind of goes into the Penguin show too, right? With the drops as the drug of choice, the whole underworld with the Falcone family, you know that. So well done on every and in the way they integrated Catwoman in there. Like there was a bunch of powerful characters in there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the sequel does and. Just to expand the universe has been really dope, and Penguin, I think, is just a great extension of that. I completely wholeheartedly agree. I think Robert Pattinson fucked up, and now he's a fantastic Batman. Yeah. The world is beautiful, and Gotham, overall, my roommate David and I were talking about it. Yeah. Gotham has always, in my mind, been a character in itself. Absolutely. The city is dark, grim, brooding, all that. And when you see Batman, he is the city. Right. In a cowl, fucking get a hobby. Take all that Wayne Tech money and fucking help the city turn on lights or some shit. We're not gonna do that today. But Gotham itself is a character, and you think about the whole old school animated series of Batman. Classic. That's how I know the world. That's how I know Batman. Yeah, and that's what I've loved about Batman because it's supposed to be like that. And Matt Reeves depicted in such a gorgeous way. Yeah. And it just, obviously Tim Burton's old school style is fantastic. That was great. But the most modern version, that was like, Matt Reeves did it. You feel that dark, deep fucking, like, this is a dirty, disgusting, awful city. Yeah. And it's like, shit. Yeah. And they pull no punches in the show. So I'm looking forward to you actually watching it because it's, that has just been masterful. But just real quick, because I just finished this recently too. Sticking with the Batman animated series. Did you watch the Amazon? Hell yeah, I did. Okay. That shit was good as hell. Yeah, it was. Okay. I was mad how good that was. Yeah. I was pissed off because they did a couple of creative things like the gender switching of some characters and all that. And I was like, okay, doesn't bother me none. They're all made believe characters for everyone out there being sensitive about they changed not my Superman. Right. But I was like, oh, cool. Penguin's a female now. Yeah. That doesn't bother me. Yeah. She was great. Yeah. She was scarier than an OG Penguin. I was really, because for so many people, that's how they know Batman to this degree, especially our generation. And that's my version of Batman. So I was really uneasy about them kind of recreating it. Even though the original creator is kind of Tim Bruce, I think, was involved in the producing of the film, and so was Matt Reeves. So I'd love to see that. So yeah, I was like, okay, well, they got the right people there. But yeah, I was really happy to see the way it came out and just the way they built it throughout the season. And it had,
core storyline throughout the 10 episodes, but there was these one-off episodes that kind of remind me of the original animated series. And it was greenlit for a second season, so I'm looking forward to seeing what where that goes.
Definitely dope. Definitely, it was one of the ones I was surprised, just like you. Like I thought, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
And I'm not. Luckily, I work from home. Thank God. Yeah. Because I sat here, I was like, I'm gonna watch an episode. It was like midnight. Yeah. Fucking, it's 4 a.m. Holy God.
Yes.
I have to go to sleep and roll out of bed and log in. Like, hey, good morning, y'all.
Right. I feel that. Yeah, man.
All right. Well, anything else before we?
That was that's kind of what I'm watching right now. Beyond that, I really just sticking, like, I've been doing a lot of podcast listening.
Ooh. So anyone I could suggest for you? There's one.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Bourbon and Bullshit podcast.
Oh, really? Let me write that down. Bourbon. How do you spell that?
You have a t-shirt on. By the way.
Shit! Yeah.
Big shout out. It's Justin walked in here with the swag on. So
yeah. So my people, go out there and support the merch. The merch. The links, and go to the Instagram. You got the link in the bio. And just buy a little merch. Is this the first? Because you're wearing a shirt too, bro. Is this the first time? While recording, there's been dual.
Yep. Second time. Rosanna had. Oh, yeah. First time the guest showed up in my merch.
My man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. It's very comfortable. Although it is medium, but I'm used to. I stay rocking the mediums. So when it came in, I threw it on. I was like, okay, yeah, that's on brand.
Yeah. I called them. I was like, don't send him a regular size.
Don't send him what he ordered. Send him the medium.
Send him the pre-shrunk ones.
Yeah. This is never going in the dryer ever.
Don't ever try. You better hang that.
Hang that. I'm gonna be like abuelita in the back. Get the clothespin. We're gonna air dry this,
guys. We are 16 minutes in. Real quick, I forgot to talk about the fact that we had the drink of the day when we started.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's roll with that.
So real quick, guys. So today's drink of the day was actually one that I made up during the hurricane. So not many things came out of Hurricane Milton. Good things. Hopefully, thoughts and. With everyone who was impacted by those storms and all that, hopefully there's plenty of resources out there, FEMA and all those. We work really closely with looking at what we can do, but when you are drunk or been drinking with your friends and you look in the fridge and say, what the fuck can I make? And I found this product by Five Springs Bourbon. It's a vanilla maple infused bourbon. And I discovered them wholeheartedly by mistake. I was looking for something new, and this drink of the day, originally the drunk me called it fuck it breakfast.
Okay.
It is 2 ounces.
Now, take me, before you go into the description of the drink, take me through the thought process of that title. Was the I mean, where you say, Rosanna, come here, take a sip. What do you think about that? And then what's the name of it? Like, how do you get to that title? Like,
honestly,
take me through the creative process.
So the creative process was simply this: I'm a fat kid.
Okay.
End the process. No,
it was a fat boy concoction. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah.
So I ordered one of their spirits because I wanted to give their brand a try. I've never heard of them before. It was like, all right, I'll try vanilla maple. That seems like the safest bet because I can kind of anticipate what that's gonna taste like.
Yeah.
So when I got it and I'm looking at what I could do around the house, I don't want to make a Manhattan. I don't want to make anything normal, like something I've always had. I want to try something new with the spirit. And I thought the flavor made sense to pancakes. So when you think vanilla, maple, something rich and decadent, it's like pancakes. So I was like, but I don't want to make it too sweet. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Breakfast in a cup. And I was like, fuck it. Let's do it. I had orange juice. I'm like, fuck it. We'll do it.
Yeah.
So that process was just about me I'm a big breakfast person, but it just made sense. And the flavors, I tried it straight and it was sweet, but still very, very good.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of these bourbons or whiskeys, flavored whiskeys that are overpoweredly sweet and just taste like Jack Honey. Sorry. You're never going to be a sponsor, so it's fine. And if you are, please don't send me that.
Yes.
Because I'm going to make fun of it.
Rework your brand. Let's get a new flavor.
Something.
Something new. Yes.
I'll help. I promise you.
Yes.
But like it tasted something that wasn't like sugary, syrupy, sweet, gross sweet. You don't want something so overly decadent that you're just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like your
you're
teeth
like one
fucking
sip in and you're
bit.
like, I'm good.
Yeah. Like your teeth start hurting. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I'm not the sweet. I'm not the sweetest. I am not. I don't have a massive sweet tooth, so maybe it is good for anyone else. But
yeah,
when I tried this one, it felt like I'm like, I could do this and I could lighten it up and have fun with it. So the drink itself, it is 2 ounces of their vanilla maple bourbon infused with vanilla maple and other natural flavors. Then it's 1 ounce of orange juice.
Yeah.
It could be Publix brand. I don't care. None of them are my sponsors. 1 ounce of lemon juice. You can play with the ratios a little bit if you want a little bit more orange. And then I had a light brown simple syrup that I made. Keep it light brown. Make it dark brown. The color's going to come out gross looking. So about ½ ounce of that, depending on your sweetness level, and 2 dashes of orange bitters and 1 of Engo bitters.
Okay.
Because I felt like that was going to still liven it up a little bit. And it kind of comes into almost like a sour. Shake that up for about 30 seconds, pour it into a fresh cube, and you garnish it with candied bacon.
Yes, the candied bacon was an interesting choice. When you just handed me a glass and had some bacon in it, I was just like,
Because fuck it, breakfast.
Because fuck it, yeah.
Fuck it, breakfast.
and let me say, it was a nice ending note. Like after you're kind of like finishing at the end, you try that little bacon, kind of absorb some of that sour from the drink. Bro, it was pretty masterful. Like we were saying a little bit earlier prior to recording. It's almost like I was like, gee, he was kind of taking me through his process. I was like, it almost sounds like an episode of Chop where they just handed him a basket and they're like, here, G, here's here's some dead beaver and some orange juice, a little bit of this, just make it work. And it's just like you found your rhythm and you're kind of the way you threw it together, bro. It blended perfectly. It was the right amount of sour. And that's not me hyping it up. I always try to tear G down, not lift them up. It was
helps,
good, bro. Yeah.
It builds character. I appreciate
no doubt. I got this. I'm here for you. But yeah, it was delicious, man. So yeah, really, really enjoyed the fuck it.
The fuck it breakfast.
Fuck it. Yeah.
But obviously, when I posted, it's gonna be called Brunch at Five Springs because I fully plan on ordering more of their stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll give you a little bit of background on them. They said their founder grew up in Kentucky where bourbon is more than a drink. It's a passion. Between then and now, our founder, Lisa, spent her entire career in the alcohol industry from vodka to tequila to whiskey. Still, she's never wavered in her belief that bourbon's warmth and spirit are unmatched. So Five Springs is a whiskey that's next generation, a kindred spirit born outdoors. They are priding themselves on being very different than the typical what you get out of your whiskeys or bourbons. So we talked about vanilla maple.
Yeah.
They have a blood orange bourbon. And then they have a honey sage bourbon. They have 3 bottles. And I was just like, what the fuck is a honey sage bourbon? I've never thought about what that would taste like. Yeah. But I'm going to fucking order it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're 1 for 1 right now. They're batting really high right now. So I'd love to see it.
I am going to start with the blood orange one because I think that'll be doper.
Yeah. We'll see what trying the source material and kind of seeing where you go with it from that to make your next concoction. So maybe we'll get a lunch drink, and then we'll get a dinner.
Holy
maybe
shit,
a little snack drink.
Stop fucking around because I just thought the blood orange could be a lunch cocktail.
There you go.
The sage could be kind of, you know what? We're not doing
All
this.
Right,
I'm not revealing it. But so some of the shows I've been watching.
Yeah.
I know that we're gonna go 2-parter, so I don't want to spoil it for everyone.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just started watching this show and I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I'm gonna tell you right now. So everyone just randomly got up finally on the show From. A lot of people were just like, oh my god, From.
Okay.
Have you heard of this show?
I've not heard of it. No.
Oh my god, hold up. We'll get back to. But From is one of those like almost lost type of. I don't know what the fuck is happening here.
Okay.
So
what streaming service or network is it?
That's why people have never really heard of it until recently when it started popping up. So it was an AMC. Where was it originally streamed? It was one of those like I have to pay $5 extra for another streaming service to watch this.
Right.
But this show is residents of a small town struggle to find a way out when mysterious unknown forces keep them from leaving. Okay. So you're following this family who is driving. They're obviously going through a traumatic situation. The husband and wife are fighting, but the kids don't know it.
Okay.
They are so they're taking a trip across America because what's best for your marriage other than to just drive in a car together? That seems fucking great.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
A lot of downtime to talk.
That's what we need.
Yes.
I can't stand you. Let's sit literally next to only each other for the next 16 hours. Fucking.
Yeah.
Someone needs to help
them. Some therapist needs to be in the back seat. You can walk them through some things. Yeah.
I've never been married, and I know that that's a bad idea. I just fuck. So, but they come across a large tree in the road, and they're like, "What the fuck?" So they have to go take a different path. Go into what looks like an old, rundown town, and people are staring at them, and they're like, and you see like the characters like, okay, and the people in the vehicle, the husband and wife, are like, I'm going to drive through this town, and they end up just basically driving in a giant circle. No matter what path they take, they go either back to that tree or back into the town.
On some Bermuda Triangle shit.
Yeah. So they're stuck in this town, and all these crazy things start happening, and the town folk are telling us, like, we can't leave here. No one can. And you have to be indoors at night. It's like, what? He's like, it's safer for everyone. At night, these creatures that look like human beings come in and tear everyone apart.
Oh, okay.
But there's like a bunch of, as long as you have this sigil on your door, you're fine. Some random shit.
Interesting. How many seasons?
It's only 3 seasons. It's coming up it's already been signed up for season 4. Like I said, it was originally like aired on a channel that was hard to see, but on Rotten Tomatoes it's at 96%.
Damn. Okay. Yeah.
7.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. I mean, if it's greenlit for a 4th season, I mean, there's an audience there, right? So and it sounds like, just taken from your facial expression, you're locked into the show.
Oh, I'm locked in. But the problem is, one, it's one of those things I hate about when you put a good show behind a paywall. Mm-hmm. No one would have seen it.
Yeah, true.
No one would have fucking seen it at all. The show came out in 2022.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And people now are like, they're seeing Facebook groups like from blah, 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 like sharing all these articles about it. Because now it's getting hyped. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where were you guys 2 years ago? And the show started off. Yeah. But it's because it was stuck behind a fucking paywall, which is super shitty. Yeah. But that was one of the shows we just finished up. But now it led me into watching the show called Teacup, which, as if I thought I didn't know what the fuck was going on in From, I have no idea. I'm 3 episodes into Teacup.
Is this just a time of the season that, it's October, so there's more spooky type shows?
It's always spooky season in my heart.
Oh yeah, well I know this, I know. But is it just kind of the From was a certain vibe, and then Teacup you kind of heard, and it's kind of a similar vibe, and you were like really just in that lane right now?
Yeah, I was like, fuck it, let's see it. Let's see what the fuck this is.
Nice.
You want to know what the fuck's happening in Teacup by episode 3?
Walk me through it. Yeah. By episode 3.
Episode 3.
Okay. Which is, by the way, I have a 3 episode rule. Like if you don't have my attention by 3 episodes, then that's it. So
that's why it took me a while to get into Parks and Rec.
Okay.
Because the first 3 episodes are hot garbage.
Are they really?
First season was terrible.
This might be blasphemous for a lot of people. Yeah, I did see that, but I haven't watched Park and Rec all the way through. And I know you're like, The Office you said it's better than The Office, right?
Yeah, The Office is terrible.
Okay. So,
Office is a bad show. We're not doing it.
Let's not do that.
It's a bad show. All right, we're not here for that. So Teacup. Strange things are happening in Chenworth's scheduled Georgia farm. Their animals are spooked and restless, and their young son has wandered into the woods and come back confused and somehow changed. Stranger still, a mysterious man in a homemade gas mask has arrived and is spray painting a blue line all around the ground and tells people you can't pass this line. Don't know what the fuck is happening.
Interesting.
These animals are acting funny.
Yeah.
They're hearing strange noises through the radio. And dog is running around, killed people, blah, blah. T-Book goes into this beyond chills and thrills because some random things are happening. But when one person does say, fuck it, I'm crossing the line, her body gets ripped apart by nothing. And her bones come out of her skin, she gets mutilated.
So this is visibly seen by other people in the town?
Visibly seen by other people in the town. Like the husband's husband tries to reach over and only his arm goes through past that line. Just a drawn line. And his arm gets wrecked.
Oh, shit.
And someone else pulls him back and his wife is destroyed. Wow. It's physically wrecked. And that's what episode 3 ended on. Okay. This whole time, little boy is like, the man inside my head tells me we need to leave. It's dangerous here. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, shit.
Little Timmy. Kids are scary.
Damn it, Timmy. Yeah.
Kids are fucking scary.
Timmy's letting them know. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go to Seattle.
You have a small child. Seattle?
I don't know.
What, Seattle?
First city that came to mind. I don't know.
I feel like that's far.
I don't know.
I feel like Seattle's always far.
It's like a gloomy city too. I don't know. You might be going there. Might be more problems there.
Worse. Yeah. But yeah, 2 shows. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Yeah. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break because we talk about Seattle off. Make sure drink responsibly during whatever season you're listening to this to, because we try to make sure that you guys are always enjoying Bourbon and Bullshit with your friends. And don't text your ex. Be right back, guys. Hey guys, while you're listening to the show, we know that you might want to partake in some drinks with us and enjoy the libations. Here at Bourbon and Bullshit, we ask that you drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Avoid Amazon one-click buy. And for the love of God, do not text your ex. You do not need that kind of closure. They've moved on. So should you, Joseph. You should stop Facebook stalking. She knows. She knows. Now, all jokes aside, don't do anything dumb. Take care of yourselves and be safe. Thanks, guys. Now back to the show. All right, guys, we are back and we are done trashing Seattle. I'm sorry, guys. You should probably work on your image. So As always, we try to enjoy a spirit today. And one of the things that you might not know about me and Justin is that we have very heated debates about music. And before we get into the topics at hand, I do want to talk about this drink in front of us. We're going to go out of script a little bit because we did spend a little bit more time than I expected.
As always.
It's yes, fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're going to go a little bit off script. But want to talk about Beyonce. And I hate saying that out loud.
Come on, damn it.
I hate saying just that she who should not be named.
Oh, my God.
All jokes. These are all fucking relax, Beehive.
Yes.
I know you're mad at me.
Yeah, there was a few that came to my house and rang the doorbell. I was like, where's his address? And I was like, I don't know. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I got your back. Even when we might disagree, I had to take 3 of them down, and they can't be found.
So I will
edit that.
I'm going to say this, and I don't want anyone being mad at me. Please hear me all the way through. So recently, Beyonce released a spirit called Sir Davis. Sir Davis is a rye whiskey that is finished in sherry casks. The actual blend, I'll find it for you in a second. But this came out recently. It was super popular. Obviously, Beyonce is an idol. A lot of people are massive fans. You talk about the Beehive. They're dangerous. Don't talk to them. They'll whoop your ass. And but Sir Davis came out, and this came out of left field, even though she has kind of started venturing into country. The award-winning American whiskey founded by Beyonce Knowles, Carter, and crafted in partnership with Moet Hennessy and 5-time International Whiskey Competition Master Distiller of the Year, Dr. Bill Lumsden. He worked on a lot of like scotches and other. He has been in the game for a minute.
Okay,
he's actually a really powerful entity. So this one,
nice.
It's an 88 proof whiskey, which is a little bit softer than what I'm typically used to, but it boasts a lot of good flavor notes. It's won 95 points gold by International Spirit Competition 2023. It is a new spirit, so 93 points. Excellent Ultimate Spirit Challenge 2023. Platinum Best in Class Sip Awards for 2023, and Platinum American Rye Whiskey Sip Awards 2023. Beyonce does know how to hire the best.
Right.
But this spirit, I want to actually look for the mash bill itself.
So I wasn't aware that, she had even released this. So this was released in 2023. So it's only a year and a half old or so.
No. So what they do is they take it to competitions. They put it everywhere first to get the accolades. Gotcha. This actually released a couple months ago. So 2024.
Oh, okay.
So it released this year, at least for us. That's where I found it. So maybe somewhere else they had it somewhere else.
Right.
Somewhere else they had it somewhere else. But this was one of the ones I didn't expect. Luckily, my fiance said, you should get this so you could have it on a show since, you drink whiskey there. Right. Mash bill. But there's something unique about this one because there's going to be a little bit of a flavor different than people expect. It's 51% rye.
Okay.
49% malted barley. Now, typically, malted barley is a very, very powerful flavor. So it's different. It is something that I'm not trying to put anyone's head anywhere, but it's not what you get. Mash bills are going to be always percentages of something. You can get something a little bit more rye, something a little bit more wheat. Malted barley being so high is going to be different. So I'm going to let you try it.
Okay. Well, I don't know, man. Last time I was here, you had Penelope. She was only 6 years old and she fucked me up. So, So I'm a little bit... It's got all kinds of different notes in it I'm not used to. Yeah.
So this one came out, it says August 20th of this year.
Okay.
So
damn. Well, she's always getting into something. So respect. Yeah, so cheers, brother.
Cheers. We'll try Sir Davis.
It's good. Like I can do this. It's actually kind of light. It's nothing
88%.
Yeah.
88 proof, 44% ABV.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like the mash bill is what a lot of people. Right, so this is not the critical side. This is just kind of traditionalist.
Yeah,
a lot of people are thrown off by that mash bill, especially if you're talking about a rye whiskey. Mash something like a little bit more malted barley is not.
So what do you think when they set out to make this what is their audience, right? Because is this a mixed drink? Is this something you drink straight? Because just straight, as we just had it, was very smooth. It was light. It had some very kind of really easygoing notes. Like there wasn't anything. There's a little bit of burn, but very mild, right? So something you can just sip on and enjoy, right?
So I'm gonna get yelled at.
Okay.
So they wanted. I think that they made this mash bill was on purpose. I think I obviously everything they're doing is on purpose. It's you don't get all these people behind you without it being with a purpose.
Right.
It's very approachable at that low ABV.
For sure.
Now, traditionally speaking, sorry about that. We had a little bit of a technical error there. Apparently, we talked so damn much that we ran out of space. But we're gonna kind of jump back into it. Just a little bit more information about why it's called Sir Davis and all that. So the Sir Davis brand is named for Beyonce's parental great-grandfather, Davis Hoog, I don't know, who distilled moonshine in Prohibition USA. Huge moonshine was hidden in cedar trees for family and friends to happen upon, open, and enjoy. That's dope. Imagine just like, I'm going for a walk and just, oh, is that moonshine? I don't know if I would just drink something out of a tree, but
right.
Times are different. According to Knowles Carter herself, the discovery of her great-grandfather's distilling legacy encouraged her to create her own whiskey brand. That or because Levi's and country music. I've always been drawn to the power and confidence I feel when drinking quality whiskey and wanted to invite more people to experience that feeling. When I discovered that my great-grandfather had been a moonshine man, it felt like my love for whiskey was faded. Sir Davis is a way for me to pay homage to him and uniting us through a new shared legacy.
Dope.
So yeah. I do like that, it speaks to her roots. It's
no doubt.
All that.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's one of those, the bottle is gorgeous looking.
Yeah.
But like I said, we talked about it before. I think the target audience is someone who's going to want something a little bit more approachable,
sure,
not as high proof, not as something like overbearing, like a cask strength or straight fucking toasted rye, all this crazy stuff that you'll see in more intimidating bottles. And, and when you think about the grand scheme of things, look, as I'm from the hood. I'm gonna say this as someone who listened to Jay-Z and Beyonce and Destiny's Child and everything.
Yeah,
I wasn't drinking whiskey.
Yeah,
I was drinking vodka. I was drinking rums. I was drinking cognacs. I was drinking brandies. And that's just me being me. I'm talking about me being real about what I grew up listening to that music and what I was drinking.
Well, also in the music, it's not glorified,
it's
right?
Not.
So like hence the country ties, right? Yeah. Like a lot of that type of music is speaking more towards the bourbons and the whiskeys and all that. So darker liqueurs.
The uncomfortable aspect of this conversation is that there are a lot of like black country stars or a lot of all that. Yep. But when you think about someone who started in the hip hop community and the R&B community,
right? Her
music, the audience that she was talking to were the people buying Ace of Spades because of Jay-Z. People who were buying, like I was one of we had a bottle of Ace of Spades for New Year's Eve before someone comes at me. Like I am part of that audience.
Yeah, no doubt.
So so to see her transition into something that is not necessarily been in her like demographic.
Sure.
Honestly, and I'm gonna say it. I know it sounds like it's from a place of hate.
G.
It's a cash grab.
Oh, man.
It felt like a cash grab at first. So
man.
But before hearing a little bit more about the past,
okay,
the blah blah. But it's still like I'm pretty sure if I look far enough in my background, I can find someone who was in Ireland. I'm not gonna go make a Scotch company. So look,
Jesus, I for a second there I was like, you know what? Here it is. This is the moment. He's gonna show her some love.
I am showing her love. It's a brilliant business move.
Yeah.
The product is good.
It is. I was actually impressed.
Is it worth $100?
Oh, that's $100 bottle?
Yes. You just turned down $100 for your favorite whiskey.
Yes. Yeah.
A little behind the curtain, Justin went to look at a Select Barrel private pick for Angel's Envy, which is his go-to whiskey. Yeah. And it was $89. And he said, that's way too fucking much.
Yeah. Like I'm in the...
Tried and true.
Yeah.
The bottle you enjoy was not worth $89. So before you answer me, be honest.
Yeah. No, would I buy it for it? No. But then again, I'm not a huge drinker, right? So like for me, it's not something I would throw money at. It's worth trying. I'm glad that I tried it. It would be something I would recommend if it came up in conversation, right? Like if you want something light that you just want to just sip on, that was really enjoyable. It really was. So I was really impressed by that. It's again, to your point, very approachable, very lighthearted. Yeah. It's entry level, but it's quality, right? So I think it's really perfectly mixed. So I understand the awards because I'm sure that's not easy to craft something like that, right? So for $100, I mean it's just gonna be with her namesake, right? Anything tied to her namesake is gonna just boost the value. So
100%. And I want to have that conversation because one of the things we like to talk about is music. And objectively speaking, I am okay with giving someone their flowers when there's something good.
Yep.
She's a great entertainer. Mm-hmm. Is this not about her entertainment? We could do that in another episode.
We've done that before.
We've done it before.
Yeah.
Just go back to our old episode.
Yeah.
But this and a lot of other artists and a lot of other celebrities end up attaching their name to a spirit.
Right.
Because there are very few things that weren't impacted by a pandemic. And one of those was alcohol.
Yeah.
So not to say that, hey, this is over, but it's a powerful industry to be
Absolutely.
part of.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of money to be made.
Yeah.
Getting your name on something, celebrity endorsements about stuff like this. And we talk about these celebrity spirits. Beyonce's Sir Davis was almost immediately sold out everywhere. Yeah. You couldn't find it anywhere. I'm trying to find the exact number and I couldn't. Mm-hmm. But what I am seeing is a bunch of articles and people who are saying, hey, why can't I find Sir Davis? Has anyone else been able to find this? And it's sold the fuck out everywhere.
You know what else is sold out? Those Levi's after I saw her in that commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, I want those Levi's. Yeah. And, I've never bought a pair of Levi's, but after seeing her, I was like, my goodness.
Not once.
God bless you. You look phenomenal. And I was like, but bro, it was just like, I saw that commercial and I was just like, bro, she knows exactly what she's doing.
Exactly. Like, she knew what she was doing.
I was just like, just perfectly executed. Like there was the sex appeal. There was her powerful, everything that she represents was in that commercial, and I was just like, brilliant, brilliant. So everything she really kind of attaches her name to. So again, the excellence, right? Because you can make there's a million different commercials that come on. There's only a few you remember. There's a million different bourbons. She put her name to it. She's made a masterful one. I wouldn't
say masterful. She's been a very good one.
A very good one that is extremely popular, and I think that is quality enough because after the hype dies down, I think it's quality enough where it can find an audience and still remain a good selling whiskey.
So here's the flip.
Yeah.
And this is, once again, just being honest.
Yeah.
People get hate and people get love at the same amount because of celebrity. There's going to be motherfuckers who will never give this bottle a chance.
Absolutely.
Because it's hers.
Yep.
You're going to have a lot of like bourbon traditionalists and enthusiasts who are just like, I'm not fucking around with that. Like, no. Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to be clear, at $89, I could buy 2 of a better bottle. Mm-hmm. That I will drink more often and won't have trouble finding. And I won't have to fight someone off for them to be like, oh my God, I really love it's the Beehive. No, I didn't get the Simon. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But like in celebrity spirits and anything endorsed by celebrities get as much hate and as much love and fucking it's a pendulum swing, right? Like people love it because it has their name on it. People hate it. Conor McGregor released a whiskey. Fucking I forgot. I have it here. Never opened it. No. Apparently it's fucking trash.
Oh really?
It
seems to be doing really well though.
Yeah, because it's Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Well, it's that social media connection, right? They want to be seen drinking what their favorite fighter or their favorite artist is drinking, right? So,
but did you know that part of the reason why he got in trouble in Ireland was because he was trying to give people free drinks of it at a bar, and they're like, "We don't want this trash."
Oh, really? I did not.
An old man told him, "No, I don't want it." And he's like, "No, here it's free." He's like, "I still don't want it." And he punched the old man.
Did he really?
Yes.
God damn. This fucking Conor McGregor can't get.
You didn't know about that?
I did not know about that.
It was like a couple of years ago. He got in trouble for it.
Okay.
He punched an old man for it.
He does reckless shit all the time.
Yeah, but because the spirit is trash, but it sold super fast. Yeah. I like fighters. Yeah. I liked Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
His spirit was trash.
Yeah.
I'm going to go real quick, just tell you some of the celebrities who have spirits and tell me if it surprises you.
Okay, hit me with it.
I don't know who the fuck that is. Peyton Manning and Andy Roddick.
Oh, yeah.
Roddick.
Yeah.
Sweetens Cove Bourbon.
Did you? Oh, so there's a partnership there?
Partnership in a bourbon.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I think I don't want to say he's from Tennessee or Texas. Peyton Manning. Andy Roddick, that's he's a tennis player, right?
So the Stevens Cove, whose most recent limited offering includes 3 cask strength Tennessee bourbons.
Okay.
Carefully blended by Marianne Eves, a bourbon industry A-lister in her own right.
Okay.
Celebrities hire the right people.
Yes.
But this product is admittingly overpriced, around $200 a bottle.
Oof.
Yeah. They said taste is 9 out of 10.
Okay. Well,
star power, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Shamelessness, 2 out of infinite. That's what they rated. They're like, it's not worth the $200.
Okay.
Anywhere near it.
I mean, that's a pretty high price tag.
Yeah. You know this one already. Aviation Gin.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
Shamelessness one. He doesn't really he plugs it in his movies and gives himself his own commercials for free.
He's
money with it.
Yes. He does everything just smart. Really smart.
Why am I paying a spokesperson?
Yes. he doesn't need to do much. He's brilliant with everything he does. I respect him. So
Lagavulin Offerman edition single malt Nick Offerman or Ron Swanson.
Yep,
we know that one.
He's great.
All right, so this is where we're gonna get a little bit into like you might not know who that they made these spirits. Código 1530 tequila. It's a very nice tequila. 8 out of 10 taste. All my exes are from Texas, like George Strait. George Strait made this tequila or partnered with this tequila.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh, okay. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
You know this one, Terramana.
Okay.
The Rock.
The Rock, yeah.
You've seen this before. Cincaro tequila. It's a giant glass, gorgeous bottle. If you own this bottle, some of them can go up to as $1,800 a bottle.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, secondary market's crazy, bro.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, really? Wow, gosh.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Again, anything attached to
anything attached to
certain
celebrities.
Names, yeah.
Matthew McConaughey, we know Wild Turkey and him have a very strong partnership. Long Branch Bourbon is his.
Yep.
And
he's like an OG with it, right?
Yeah.
Like he's the one that really was. I respect his hustle.
Yeah, I respect the shit out of his hustle. Metallica makes blackened whiskey. Lobos Tequila, LeBron James. And one of the spirits we're going to feature next is Heaven's Door whiskey by Bob Dylan.
Okay.
But one of the things about it is that Bob Dylan doesn't tell you he made it.
Oh, really?
All the time. Like people don't, they just see Heaven's Door. They're like, oh, Heaven's Door whiskey, blah, blah. It's not one of the most like, it's connected to one of the most iconic celebrity spirit endorsers. Yet it's hard to really admire the celebrity in it because he doesn't really run around saying it.
Yeah.
A celebrity isn't even aware
he's in it for the love of
this is where it's funny. The celebrity spirit in question, when it seems possible, the celebrity isn't even aware he's associated.
Oh, that's terrible.
As far as I can tell, Dylan has never once given an interview regarding Heaven's Door.
What a shame.
So he's never talked about
That's his agent saying, hey, I got you involved in a few things. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Or he really loves it, but doesn't want his name to ruin it.
Okay.
I'd
like to think it's more that. Yeah.
I would hope that, not just he's a senile man. He's like, how much am I making?
Yes. His agent, don't worry. We're just sending you the check. Just it's deposited. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And we know Brian, the guys from Breaking Bad, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Cheech Martin.
And I really I respect their hustle too. Like they're really involved. I mean, they're going to local liquor stores and promoting their product and going on tours and really getting together with their fan base.
Yeah.
I really respect what they do, and they really they make the most of. They're passionate about the product. They promote it well, and they take the time to give back their love to the fans, which is great.
Yeah. And just 3 because I think they're funny. And then we'll go on to keep talking about it. So not to be outshined by his former teammate, Scottie Pippen makes a bourbon called Digits, and it features his hand on it. I don't know why.
I thought it'd be called Hater.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, Scotty, and I love you. I'm a '90s Bulls fan, but
honorable mention.
Come on, man.
Honorable mention is that Dennis Rodman had a short-lived Bad Boy vodka. Snoop Dogg has Indogo. Yes. Indago gin is a purple gin.
He's doing everything. I think him and Dre have like something called gin and juice that is like a new thing. Is that related to that?
No, but Snoop Dogg also appeared on 19 Crimes Crimes wine.
The wine. Yeah, that was a big thing for a while too. It's still going. He has that. Yeah. And he attaches his brand to everything. I mean, bro,
I'm not mad at him.
Masterful.
And little known fact is, who do you think of when you hear Casamigos tequila?
Shit, I feel like I saw something related to this recently online. I don't know off top.
George Clooney.
Was it George Clooney? I felt like it was an actor or a singer.
You're thinking about the Migos.
Okay. Oh, well, not the group the Migos. Yeah. But yeah, no, I would base off of the name. But no,
that's what's been happening. People associate Casamigos with Migos.
Oh well, shit.
And and George Clooney is just like, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever sells it. But,
all right.
But just, not to bore too many people with all those names, but it's just, I find it interesting how many spirits and people are, how many celebrities are attached to spirits and don't get as much notoriety or immediately get connected to their spirits.
Right.
Like you start thinking about these side hustles and what am I going to do when I'm no longer famous and popular and
yeah.
relevant.
Yeah.
So I respect it, right? You got to find something else you got to hustle in.
No doubt.
And use your celebrity while you can. Like Samuel Jackson talks about that shit. He says, he's like, I'm going to make every movie until
he's another where he's a brand.
Yeah. Until someone tells me they no longer want me in something, I'm going to keep doing the shit.
Yeah.
And
but you know what I would say was different with him as opposed to, not to throw shade, but someone like Kevin Hart, is he makes really good choices. And
Kevin Hart?
No, Samuel Jackson.
Snakes on a Plane?
Well, okay, maybe that one, but that one's like a cult classic because it's so random, right? Yeah. But he makes so many quality choices that I think even his little supporting roles are always in these films that I'm just like, you know what?
Like Black Snake Moan was a fantastic movie and people forget he was in that.
Yeah.
The Django Unchained, I'm so upset at him.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah, but I mean I just think he understands who he is. He finds roles he's genuinely passionate about, but he's about making his movie, putting his brand on things, and he's super successful again.
Yeah, and like I said,
the more the better.
To remove like the celebrity from it, like from being a human being and knowing like, hey, my time being in that spotlight's limited.
Right.
I could see why you want to make money off of shit that you can't.
Right. For sure.
Yeah, I can see why you want to invest and expand your brand. I could see why you like, hey, fucking, I might not be popular forever. Like, there are plenty of artists and musicians and everything that have fallen off and one-hit wonders. Like, make the money. MC Hammer.
Yeah.
Fucking Vanilla Ice made more money probably flipping houses than he did as a musician.
Yeah.
And then making a show about it. Like,
that's true.
There's a couple things like I get it. Like, so to see all these celebrities dip their like toe into like spirits, like, what are your thoughts about like, does that, like, do you feel like that almost feels like such a poor money grab that takes away from it, or what?
Not necessarily. Well, I guess it depends. When you just touch on someone like Vanilla Ice, right? He was just literally looking for every check that he hit. There was no passion behind anything. You tell me, that these burgers are the best, I'm gonna say these burgers are the best as long as the numbers are right. I don't really get behind that. I'm not mad at you for it, but also the people who tend to do that are the ones that don't really have lasting appeal, right? So, it's like the whole thing you just shared with Beyonce, the fact that she is tied to her family roots and all of that stuff, and that's kind of what was a motivation or inspiration to kind of do that. There's some depth there, maybe that's just good storytelling. Regardless, maybe there is something more deep rooted. She's like a Texas girl, so I can see where maybe there was something there.
Well, who's fact checking?
Yeah, it's possibly
my great grandfather's second pappy.
I mean, but the type of person I am, like I am, about following what you're passionate about and really kind of expressing your art and your creativity, and you being involved in the product that you're kind of putting your name behind. That's something I value and appreciate. So that's the kind of, if I can see that in artists that I admire, no matter their field, right? Acting, sports, whatever. That if I could see like this something, there's a story there and they're passionate about it, like, and I care about them as an individual. Yeah. Like we just talked about Ryan Reynolds. I respect his hustle no matter what it is, whether it's Cricket Mobile or whatever.
I've never wanted Cricket Mobile.
It's Mint Mobile, right?
It's Mint Mobile, and every time I hear his commercial, I was like, should I switch?
Yeah, right. I was like, man, okay, yeah, I just like the way he just represents his brand and throws it out there. So like, he's making smart investments and he's doing it in a way that's appealing and true to who he is. So I respect that. The money grab stuff, the spirits. But I can't be mad too. People, this is an investment, right? It's an investment. They're trying to spread their brand. They're trying to invest in things and put things out there so that it's another form of income. And I respect people who are doing that. If the product is quality, I can get behind it. But I don't really, spirits as a whole is not really my thing. So,
but in general, if when a celebrity endorses a product, do you feel that you flock more to that product if you like the celebrity?
No, I've never purchased something just because it was attached to somebody ever. Same. Like if I don't have an interest in spirits, I'm not gonna go buy it because
Beyonce.
Method Man made one, right?
Well,
maybe Meth. That's my boy. Yeah,
but you see that goes back even jokingly.
Sure. Yeah,
I might want to buy the 19 Crimes fucking Snoop Dogg bottle because it has Snoop Dogg in it, even if it's for the novelty of it.
Yeah. Possibly just to say I tried it once,
or to say I have it. Like, did you see this motherfucker's on a wine? Yeah, like bring it to a party once.
I would do that in a situation like maybe I was going with my boys, like, yo, this is Meth's new whatever, Like I would do that for a one-off, but myself, I probably wouldn't overly invest too much in it. Yeah. So yeah, that doesn't, for my type of character, I'm not gonna just because I admire somebody's
hustle.
I'm not gonna necessarily go out there and throw my money at it unless it's truly something that I see value in that I want for myself, or like, damn, I really want that. Then I will. But yeah, I think most times, 90% of the time, I'm not gonna invest in it myself.
Yeah, I've never been the type of person. I respect them. I respect the hustle, and I get it. Like if I think about when the next episode when we're doing, we're going to be talking about athletes and how I understand that not everyone's a Beyonce, not everyone's a Jay-Z.
Right.
A lot of people are millionaire. A lot of people are like whoever the guys who said who let the dogs out. A lot of people are Offspring, not Linkin Park. A lot of people are like there's some celebrities who just don't make it past a certain amount of celebrity.
Yeah.
So make your money, stack your paper when you can.
Absolutely.
And use that to invest in yourself in the future. And I know that a lot of musicians will talk about the fact that in the music industry, a lot of the money you make isn't off your album.
Right.
A lot of the money you make, you're paying back everyone else.
Yes.
A lot of the money you make isn't really going to you. You end up getting like a fucking 1/10 of what you want. Like TLC was talking about, like one of the members of TLC was talking about, let's say we made $2 million.
Yeah.
Cool. I have to pay back my producers, my manager, the label, the samples, the like all this stuff.
Yeah.
Then remember, there's 3 of us. We have to split it 3 ways.
Right.
He's like, so that like million or whatever the fuck it was, now we're taking home 200K.
Yeah, they got fucked on their deal though.
Yeah.
Their percentages were just the worst. I mean, like historically bad, right? Because I think there was like a Netflix special that came out recently that had them, which was really interesting. If you're interested in TLC and you're a '90s kid, right? I didn't know they were like, I think the highest grossing female group of all time. I didn't realize that. I mean, I knew they were super successful, but of all the female groups ever, I wouldn't think necessarily TLC was.
You thought it might have been like Destiny's Child or
sure, yeah, like, and then there's like massive country groups, like, and other things. Like there's of all genres is TLC, so I was super impressed by. I was really proud by that too, because they were like our era, right? Yeah. So I say that to say like that was historically a bad deal back in the day, and I remember it was very public.
Yeah.
And then but still
but even like, let's talk about Prince's deal. Prince.
Oh yeah.
Like he couldn't release an album until the label let him, because they didn't want to compete with other artists or whatever the fuck.
Right. Well, a lot of labels will do that.
Yeah.
But it goes to show you today's industry how the artists have the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was flipped. It's almost like in sports, right? In some sports, right? Like basketball in particular, the players have the power.
Yeah.
As opposed to in the NFL, where there's still the league, and the entity of the league has more power than the players do. So it's just interesting how these different industries are doing it. But what I would say is most artists make their money off their tours, right? Because their tours is kind of where. That's where they can really get a larger cut of things. Yeah, the record sales, the way those deals were made back in the day, it's not like that anymore. There's so many artists that are just independent. You don't really need publishing or a label in today's world. But
you need a lot of Instagrams. You need a lot of like
yeah.
But I think what I was going to get to was, because of it, the only thing that you could really do is control, like the main, not the only thing. One of the things that you have the most power over is your identity, your image. So you could still be like, hey, I want to partner with these brands. I want to put my name here.
Yeah.
And now, the label might have fucked me, but now I'm going to make a fuck ton of money off this liquor.
100%. Yeah.
I'm going to make a fuck ton of money off these shoes.
Yep.
I'm going to make a fuck ton of money off of this clothing line.
Right.
I'll do a modeling thing here and there. I get a fuck ton of money from Gucci.
Absolutely.
Your identity now, your image, who you are, which is like that's why I said, like, celebrity spirits or celebrities get it. The pendulum swings either way, very, very hard. Either you hate them because their name's attached to it, or you love them because their name's attached to it. And it sucks, but I respect why they were putting the money where they can and making the money.
Me too. Yeah. Me too. I think it's always existed. I think it's amplified now with social media, right? And just how much as an artist you could spread. Like what was available to artists, especially like hip hop artists or that genre of music, it has grown to become the dominant genre. Urban music in a lot of ways has become more popular music, and what was available to the artists in the 90s is it's so much more amplified now, where you're building brands, and a lot of it is through social media and through streaming, and there's all these other forms where they become these influencers. Yeah. And they're just making hand over fist money on all these side deals, whether it's an energy drink or whatever. So I mean, I'm never
seen
mad.
People like prize bets. Fucking
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that market's just blowing up with sports bettings, right? So, Yeah, you attach your name to any of that, and if it's something that you're interested in, or I ain't mad at you, get your money. But yeah, I think there is a line where I think some people they're everywhere, and then it's kind of like I don't know. But I ain't mad at them. Get your money.
Yeah, I ain't mad at them. It's just I do think though, what sucks as a whiskey enthusiast, and what sucks as a guy who enjoys this shit is that. The market becomes saturated with products that might not be good because someone's trying to make a quick dollar.
Yeah.
So like when you saw, I got his name wrong and I got shit about it. The guy who partnered for Traveler's Whiskey, I'll look it up. It's something Stapleton.
Okay.
I got so yelled at. Like, that is respect our
all caps in the comments. No, but what I would say is, but that's the way in any industry. There's anytime something is popular, it's popular until it's not, right? Everybody wants to get in and get the quick buck, and then fads and trends and drinks and foods or whatever the case, it's hot for a minute and then it's gone. Especially in today's world, people's attention spans are very short. So, those that get behind something, they're pushing. Chris Stapleton. Okay, yeah.
I called him like Tim Stapleton or John Stapleton or some shit.
Yes.
And it's like, no, it's wrong.
You're an advocate for making sure you get people's name right too. So
yeah, I was like, I felt bad. So
my bad.
I'll go fix it.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're 100% right. Sorry, I just had to say. I was like,
yeah.
Fucking. I looked at it again. What is it about this name that I have amnesia about? It's Chris. It's not fucking a complicated name.
It's pretty common. Pretty common.
But guys, we're gonna take a very quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the dark side of music recently, and 50 Cent's upcoming Netflix series.
Boy,
guys, we'll be back, and just don't sign up for any Diddy parties.
Sponsor of Bourbon and Bullshit, Big Bang Boom Collective is Orlando's burlesque and cabaret entertainment group, comprised of Midnight Fables Cabaret, Big Bang Boom Cabaret, and Foxy's Den. Follow us on Instagram at Big Bang Boom Collective, or join our VIP email list for info on upcoming shows by visiting www.bigbangboomcollective.com.
All right, guys. So we are back, and one of the main things that have been happening in music, you might have heard of it recently. It's about this guy, P. Diddy, and everything going on around him.
Wow.
And I don't want to give him more attention than we necessarily have to.
Yeah.
But I do find it interesting because Justin, didn't you meet Diddy and worked around?
I did. Yeah. I did. So yeah, the time I met Diddy was it was like 2010. And we went to Miami. So one of my cousins, my younger cousin, not the one I spoke to on the first episode, but his little brother.
The one that missed home and wanted to not make
not that one. His younger brother, both of them are extremely talented. But he got involved with DJ Nasty, who we know locally, right, from the Orlando scene. He was at 102 Jams and 94.5. So he's been around at pretty much all of the urban, the local urban stations here in Orlando. So he's directly tied to DJ Khaled. And back then in 2009, it was the All We Do Is Win remix video. DJ Nasty and his brother, the Nasty Beatmakers, his brother Lenny, they produced that song. So that's their beat. So, I mean, that's like an all-time hip-hop classic. And it was produced by Orlando DJ. So shout out to DJ Nasty and Lenny and the Nasty Beatmakers. So I say all that to say my younger cousin was actually his artist. And they're still very close. They still are always in conversation. So there's still ties there. But he invited us down to Miami for the All We Do Is Win remix video shoot. So we were already as a family going down because it was our cousins, one of our close cousins, like birthdays, and celebrate, they bought tickets for like the entire family to go to a Florida Marlins game, so a baseball game, because he loves baseball, my cousin down there. So we were going down there anyway, and it just happened to fall on that weekend. So we were able to step away the day of the game. We were able to step away and go to this warehouse in downtown Miami, and we're just walking in, and I'm just like, wow, this is a big video, because if you think back to that remix, there's a lot of artists that are in there. I'm just like, okay, they're filming it here. I didn't know what that would be like. I've never been to a professional video shoot, like an industry one. So we're walking in to this warehouse, and just as you're walking in, like, you see Fabulous, and do you remember Ace Hood? He was like DJ Khaled's artist. Yeah, so DJ Khaled. So they're there in the front, and they're just like smoking a blunt, and then there's like their boys all surrounding them, and they're just having this back and forth argument. I was just kind of listening in as I was walking in, and there's like no security here, so I'm just like, man, you have all these artists. They're just standing in front of this building, and we just walked right in. And I was thinking, like, I thought there would be like a higher level of security, especially given the type of artists that are here. But I guess again, it's like some random warehouse in the middle of Miami, so maybe nobody knows what's going on.
You shouldn't be here anyway,
right? Exactly.
If you're here, it's because you were invited here,
right? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just kind of walking that as like, oh, this is kind of what we're walking into. Like, there's Fabulous there. Like I really respect him as an MC. He's really dope. Really nice. So as we walked into there, at the time that we walked into the actual set. The set was closed because Nicki Minaj was filming her verse for the song, and at that time she was a new artist back in 2009. So she didn't really want a whole lot of people on set for her, so she shut down the set. She filmed her set, and so basically everybody else, all the extras and everybody was in the green room. So we kind of walk into the green room, and I look to my right, and there's Rick Ross. Now this is big Rick Ross, so he was a big boy. And he had like his two guys next to him, and they looked just like him, like in the white tank top with like a towel on his head and everything, just like you would imagine him back then, right? Like the image of him was just like, oh wow, there he is, right there. Just Rick Ross is right over here to my right, and then it's just this green room. There's a bunch of people just mingling, and there's just like little snacks and everything. A bunch of a bunch of different girls that were there for the video shoot, just like and hype people and all that stuff. So. It was just really cool. It was just a really dope vibe. I'd never been in a situation like that. And I was just looking around and I was just like, wow, everybody here is just conversing. Everybody's just in their own lane, having these side off conversations. I was really like into the vibe. Set opens up, everybody walks onto set. And then Fabulous is going to, he at this point had come back into the set once he had heard the set open, went to go do his section. And they're filming it, bro. Honestly, at this point, like I'm kind of fanboying out. Like I'm not in this environment very often. I was like, I'm looking around, I'm seeing rappers that I respect, and I'm on this big industry set, and Khaled's right there, and Ace Hood, and T-Pain, and all that. Everybody's like right here in front of me, and everybody's just talking like normal, So I was just like, oh, this is dope, man. Just everybody's conversing, living their life. And I'm trying not to be that guy and take a picture, but I really want to take a picture because am I going to be here again in my lifetime? I don't know if I will or not. So I didn't want to take a picture while they were filming Fabulous's set, but there was like a monitor off to the side I kind of took a picture of. I still have it. It's like blurry as hell. To this day, I look at it, I was like, man, I don't know what it is. I didn't want to be that guy taking a picture of the moment, but I had to. I had to take a little something just to show that I was there. But it was that guy. Yeah. So they're Fabulous is finishing his section, and I'm sitting there talking with two of my cousins, DJ Nasty, and then there was a couple other people that were there in our circle. And as we're there talking, somebody kind of brushes up against me, and I kind of look over my shoulder to see, like who was it, and I see them walk past me, and it was Puff, and I was like, oh shit, Puff is here. And, I should have known it was Puff because, like, as he brushed up against me, he's like, yo, take that. I was like, oh, Jesus, Puff, take it easy, my guy.
This is pre-Johnson.
Yeah, that was back then. I was like, nah. But yeah, he just walks by me. And then I was actually kind of starstruck for Puff because, so much of those 90s music, I was like, oh, shit, there's Puff right there. You could tell because we call him Puff, instead of Diddy and all that stuff. But, most people know him as that these days. But I'm looking at him, and he's actually there standing with Cassie Ventura. And, bro, she's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Cassie, the woman that
was in the video. Yeah. So they were together at that time, and she was right there next to him. And he's just kind of fixing his shirt, and she's just standing there. And then his assistant walks up. And I'll never forget this. She lifts out her arms, and it's just like a bunch of chains on her arm. Her extended arm out. There's like 7 chains on her arm. And as she has her arm there, like they're fixing him, he's getting ready to shoot. And somebody else is taking the chains off her arm and kind of putting it onto Diddy's thing. And as they're doing this, Diddy is staring right at me, like looking directly at me. And he's like maybe 15 feet away. Yeah. And I'll never forget the look. It was extremely intense. And like it legit made me uncomfortable. And I'm just like, was like, what is he thinking? Like, is he like, who is this cat here? Or like, why are these guys here? Like, what are they doing on set? I don't know these people. Yeah. You know, like, what are they? That was my takeaway from it, you know, at the moment. But I'll just never forget, like, you know, he kind of gave me the look up and down, and he was just like looking at me, and I was just like, yo, I'm kind of uncomfortable. Yeah, like, yo, is he gonna come over here? Like, he's got something to say? Like, what's the issue? But then he just kind of like smirked and then he like walked off to the side, and I didn't really think anything of it. But I'll never forget the look, because it was just like, it stuck with me. It's like, yo, did you see? I talked to my cousin, like, you see how Puff was looking at me? It was like, what was going on with that? And so that like that was that moment. And then he went and he filmed. So it was kind of dope to see him, like, as soon as the cameras turn on, just how he kind of brought that energy and was the Puff that we're used to seeing on camera, right? Yeah. But as soon as like cameras turn off, he's going off and he's talking. It was kind of dope to see how he was. Hey, let me take a look at this shot. Let me do the way he was like working. He wanted to see how he was being portrayed in from the footage, right? So he was really more so than when I saw Fabulous. Fabulous just kind of did his thing and he was good. You could see Puff was very intentional about how he looked and how he came out. So I think it goes back to his work ethic, right? But yeah, it was just a wild time. And so yeah, we were on the set for about 2 hours, and we had to leave because we had to go back to our family's event. Ultimately, for why we were there. But I was devastated because right when we were leaving, tour bus pulled up and it was Busta Rhymes on there, and he would have been the one that I would have been most excited to see. But
that's the one you fanboyed the most of.
For sure, yeah. I would have absolutely fanboyed the most over Busta. I respect him the most. So
I like Busta Rhymes so much more than I ever liked P. Diddy.
Yeah, same. But it was just, it made me think to like, man, you know, as all of this has been happening and you hear everything that's going on with him, to see him there in that moment, you know, and it's somebody that was on top of the music game. So somebody I looked up to in a sense that, you know, I respect his hustle and how he found so much success, you know.
But now with everything going on, like, does that sully that name? We talked a little bit about cancel culture.
Yeah.
People fuck up, and we see Kanye's fall, and we see a couple of other artists pop up, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, we kind of talked about it the last time, like, you know, with all the allegations that were even there, and there's been so much more that's happened since then.
You want to hear some more?
Yeah. What else was dropped in?
Most recently in news, he has 120 total people who are alleging that he sexually assaulted them.
Yes.
One woman says that he raped her on video, and for long sessions at a time. And we see he's had multiple things that keep popping up, and new crimes, and more people are alleging things. Yeah,
I saw something. There was some lawyer out of Texas that was representing, out of those 120, was representing majority of them. Something crazy, some massive civil case.
So you want to hear? This is kind of sickening. Not sickening. It just pisses me off about people, because, you know, when people say like no press is bad press.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, after. I'm going to read this word for word. Under many musical monikers, including Diddy, Puff Daddy, and P. Diddy, the industry data and analytics company, Illuminate, said that Mogul's music saw an average of 18.3% increase in on-demand streaming during the week of his arrest compared to prior weeks.
Wow.
As he continues, he has not dropped in streaming at all.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
But remember, there's also an aspect of it that we know Diddy.
Right.
This new generation just now knows the rapist and the sexual assaulter.
Yeah.
So now they're like, who is this guy? So it could be that curiosity, people who just don't know him, or is that...
Sure. Yeah, or it's man, I can't believe this is happening. Let me go back into my nostalgia, you know, people that are our age that grew up on the music.
I canceled him immediately.
Yeah. I haven't listened to anything either. Like, I used
to listen to the song Victory. All the time.
Classic. Yeah.
Right? You can hate me now, which got canceled.
Yeah.
The Jesus Christ thing.
Right.
I can't.
Yeah.
That's too egregious and too wild to me.
There is a level of darkness that's surrounding this whole situation that it just feels like really bad. Like there's like a certain level of evil, you know, that's like surrounding this.
Oh, this is all the way evil.
Yeah, on the darkest level, and it's the way it's gonna play out in months to come is gonna be really interesting as more names will be dropped. You know, because I mean, it was talked about. I mean, for years they always talked about Diddy's parties. You know, like Diddy's parties at the Hamptons, Diddy's parties, and Diddy throws the best parties. Diddy's this. And as more and more videos and more things are coming out, the evidence is kind of damning. And
you're seeing more interviews that popped up that like people had mentioned like, hey, I don't want to go to Diddy parties. Oh,
yes.
I don't go to those. You don't go to fucking Fairly Odd Parents made jokes about P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Like multiple TV shows and things that shouldn't make a P. Diddy joke.
Yeah.
Like South Park made a joke about P. Diddy.
Yeah.
About Satan. Because Satan was like, oh, I'm going to throw a party. Blah, blah. He's like, it has to be better than a Diddy party.
Yeah.
Because he already does that. It was like, why is Satan comparing himself to P. Diddy?
Yeah. It's dark,
yeah,
man.
There's a little bit of like, you want to have the biggest party possible. And
sure.
I know it. But I was like,
there's
a lot of other people who throw parties.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. And there was, I mean, it even like stuff with different artists. I mean, we talked about Neo last time we were here. There was some video on that his I think it was his then wife was like filming him. Oh yeah, you just want to go to those freak offs. Yeah, it's all about you and Diddy. I don't know if you saw that footage.
I heard about it.
But just seeing that, like, you know, Neo, you could tell he was like really, you know, irritated by the fact she was filming him and doing all that stuff. But she was specifically referencing
freak
that.
Offs,
yeah. She's like, don't act like you care about our kids, blah, 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 blah. You know, like it was just like, wow, you know. And so there's just so many of those little intimate behind the scenes videos coming out about what was, you know, going on. And, you know, listen, it's so damning. And at the same time, bro, we live in such a weird era. Like, I'm sure you've seen some of these AI generated pictures that are apparently from freaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, what can you trust?
Generated video, not the song, but like I woke up at a Diddy party.
Oh, yeah.
That Justin Bieber fake song. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I started thinking, I was like, did Justin Bieber write this?
Yeah. Like, there's AI audio songs that you know using other people's voices. There's AI generated images that are coming out that are apparently from the freak offs. That are just showing, you know, people, other celebrities that we know. And I'm sure more of that actual footage and actual things like that might come out in the months ahead. But yeah, bro, it's extremely dark, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, it really is a similar situation to what was the guy's name? Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
you know,
we suddenly see him. Yeah.
Well, you know, he was on like suicide watch, and he was refusing to eat what was being served to him. I mean, allegedly, I don't know if that was an actual report. It's hard to trust exactly what's coming around that situation. But yeah, it's not looking good, and bro, there was a weird energy about him just having met him and seeing him in front of me, you know, a few feet.
But I think like. So a lot of people were like, oh my God, could you believe it? I was like, you mean the guy who literally was associated with gang members from the beginning of his music career was doing evil things?
Right. It
was like, well, yeah, you know, it was like, you mean the guy who literally was in the center of like multiple killings of the famous actors, rappers / actors?
Yep.
You mean the guy whose band was called label was called Bad Boy?
Yeah. You mean the man that's shown beating up his girlfriend on hotel footage?
Yeah.
You know?
The guy who's been accused of beating her up before in the past, and suddenly her music career just got buried. Yeah. You mean the guy who told you aggressively vote or die?
Yeah.
Like the guy, like you mean
yes.
all like, huh?
Yeah.
You mean that guy might have a dark side to him?
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw Mace, but he's, you know, he's got him and the Cameron have their own little podcast.
Said he escaped.
And he's like, everything that's playing out right now is exactly what I was looking to escape. And when he escaped, remember when he left Bad Boy, he went to be a pastor. So there was so much probably dark and evil that he was associated with. He needed to find a way to cleanse himself or whatever his process was. But I just remember thinking at that time,
it was wild
because he was on top of the world. He was on top of the world. Like he was like one of the hottest rappers. And his albums, he's multi-platinum, you know, he's top of the world. And then, okay, I'm retiring and I'm going to be a pastor. And for him to say recently, everything, and he didn't give any specifics, but, you know, he was just like, yo, everything that's playing out right now is exactly what I was trying to escape. So, yeah, man, it's really dark. It every time it comes up, like, even if I'm scrolling on socials, like, I try not to read it because it's just so dark, man. I was like, I don't need any of that energy, but it's sad shit.
Yeah, and you'll see even like old interviews popped up where like, yeah, like Diddy, like you were drunk as fuck and like you left me this voicemail. And like, what are you talking about? And they'll play it, and it's the most out of pocket random shit. And Diddy's like, is. And you can tell Diddy's face like, you motherfucker, you playing this right now in front of people?
Yeah,
like shit like that.
Yeah.
It's on the lighter side of it. Something I could really appreciate that came out of all of this is. there's a certain, like, I have goals for myself in life. There's some things that I really just fucking want to be. And one day, through hard work, dedication, just focus. I think just really, really digging deep, I want to be as petty as 50 Cent. And I want to be at the level
he's masterful.
So focused, masterfully focused on how much I dislike someone to be preparing a documentary for years. Quietly. Just waiting on the motherfucker's downfall. And just sitting there. Like 50 Cent, we got to commend this man because I do editing now and I love me. And I'm still not as motivated as this man is.
He is.
To on a side project. Just like, oh baby, this is gonna come together.
But he's been he's been working behind the scenes on that shit for a while. He was talking. He was like on the breakfast show a while ago.
Breakfast Club.
How
you going the breakfast show?
I'm sorry about
It's a lot of
my fault. But he was on the Breakfast Club talking about just how Puff was trying to take him shopping.
And
it was like,
be my friend.
Be my friend. Take me shopping. And he was clowning him for a minute now. And it was just interesting how he's 50 Cent, bro. I mean, there's nobody who is as petty as he is and we saw what happened with Ja. We saw what happened. Like 50 Cent's not the type of guy you want to fuck with.
But that's what I'm saying. I want to be that good at this. I want to be so dedicated to just pettiness. For those who don't know, if you've never heard what happened, like one time 50 Cent, because he hates Ja Rule so much, he bought the first 5 rows of his concert out. He bought all of them. So Ja Rule will be performing to an empty stage. And people were like, wasn't that expensive? He was like, no, it was on a Groupon. It was worth the $1,000 to just fuck with him. And I'm like, I love you, 50.
You gotta love him. Sometimes he's a little much for me, but it's part of who he is. And he just stays in that lane, and you gotta love some people like that.
He made a comment because people are like, a lot of motherfuckers get mad at me and say like, you're such a hater, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, I'm not. I want to be left the fuck alone. 95% of the people, like, all you see is my reaction. You never saw how they antagonize me for that reaction.
Right.
Like, you're not focusing on that. You're focusing on my reaction because I could outdo them.
Right.
Because I won. You focused on the finishing blow, not what led there. And he's like, I don't want problems. But if you want problems with me, then no problem. He's like multiple times when he says some petty shit, like he's like, woke up, he's like, what the fuck I do? What the fuck I do to you? I'm just trying to be left the fuck alone.
And if he's not left alone,
he's gonna fucking handle it.
He's not stopping. If he finds he's winning with it and he's getting the reaction he wants, it's just eggs him on more.
I've never been that dedicated to anything in my life.
Yes.
As much as 50 is to shutting down anyone he hates.
Yes.
Like, I'm a petty person. I will fucking, you rule the day.
We know this, yes.
You won one, it might be 3 years from now, be 5 years from now. I'm going to fucking get you back for that shit that you did that I didn't like, that I warned you not to do. But 50, a fucking documentary series that he's selling to Netflix called Diddy Do It.
I mean, he's a great follow. I mean, he got, I don't know how many millions. Like, there was a bidding war for that documentary, and Netflix paid him the most. So man, and it's just the way he flips his. He's so smart, man. His business mind too. Even from back in the day, he like made a mill and got the deal. Like that was like his signing bonus was huge back in the day when he signed with Dre and M. And then he flipped it and he did the whole vitamin water thing, right? Just so his business acumen.
I bought a quart of water, sold it to Coca-Cola for $1 million or some shit like that.
Yes. He was offered a deal and he took the stocks rather than the upfront cash or something. And it was worth like quadruple the money. And he was just getting money over fist. So, and then of course, that first album, Get Rich or Die Trying, is like a classic. It was, massive in the early 2000s. So,
I mean, that's back onto the topic about artists doing their side hustles. In the show Power, him and his vitamin water, him and his tank tops that only he fucking had. Like all that back in the day, obviously. But Power is more recent. And even with this this obviously docuseries that's going to be coming out for the Diddy thing. But 50 Cent even said it. He's like, don't make a movie. Make a series. He's like, one, you're banking on a one main actor to drive your movie. And you could only really capture audiences in an hour and a half.
Right.
With a series, you could get no-name actors, great actors, focus on the quality of the show, not the quality of the actor. And you have a season to capture people. Once you got them, you got them for years. You don't got them for one movie.
Right.
And now Power is what? 6 seasons in, 7 seasons in,
and he's got like spinoffs of he's got his own production company. He's doing a lot of that stuff. So shout out to 50 Cent, man. But
thank you for not making a random whiskey that you don't believe in.
Right. Yeah.
Power is 6 seasons in.
That's dope, man. And then he just had the other one, the spinoff one that has Met the Man and Mary J. Blige and all that. I think it's called Ghosts or something. I don't know. It's
the Power Book 2.
Book 2. Yes. Yeah.
Power Book 4 Force. That's
okay.
with the white dude.
He's doing his thing, man. So respect to him. But he's gonna keep going on Diddy. It's only gonna get worse. I don't be surprised if you start to hear.
Oh, I missed the whole season.
What's that?
Power Book 2, Ghost. Power Book 3, Raising Kanan.
Okay, that's right.
Book 4 is Force. And I'm sure he's going to do a book 5.
He's got all kinds of spinoffs and secondary and third shows based off of the original. So again, just respect to him, just how he's built. He's building that brand and just he's running that Stars. I think Stars is the network that's behind it, and he's like one of the top money makers there. Like everything he's developing there is keeping that streaming service alive. So respect to him.
Enough about Diddy and them. I do want to talk about one last whiskey before we close out because we're at that time because we get a little long-winded here.
Yes, sir.
So this one it is Heaven's Door. Shouts to Buckeye. I beat him in fantasy football. It was our championships. We were last year. It was us in the finals, and we placed a bet for a bottle of whiskey.
Oh,
so he came through with a Heaven's Door straight cask strength, single barrel select. It was a store pick from Conway Liquors here in beautiful Florida. It is 125.8 proof, so it's a little hot. So, Justin, just get ready.
Oh.
This one, remember when I said about kind of unique mash bills?
Mm-hmm.
This is 77% corn, 15% rye, and 8% barley.
Okay.
Very different build than 51 rye and 49 malted barley.
Okay.
So we're going to try this out. This is, as we talked about earlier, Bob Dylan. So I did a little bit more research. So Bob Dylan does know it exists. He just doesn't promote it like everyone else.
Right.
He's just like, yeah, it's a great whiskey and I made it.
Nice.
Buy it.
Okay.
And he moves on.
That's it. That's it.
He doesn't really
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yes,
please enjoy my whiskey.
Yeah.
So this one is a pretty fun one because I won in fantasy football. So we're going to go ahead and drink this up. Cheers.
Yep.
Buckeye, thank you, man. I appreciate you for being a man of your word. Oh, Justin made a face. Oh my God.
Yeah. I didn't yeah. Yeah, that's pretty warm. For entering Heaven's Door it's you sure it's not Satan's door?
No,
I mean it's warm.
Yeah, look,
That's just hot.
It's a complicated situation up there.
Yeah. It's
So cask strength is always going to be hotter. Mm-hmm. You just went from an 88 proof to now 125.8. Yeah.
No, not really my thing.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
It's not something I would take another little sip of, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm good with the one.
So this is distilled straight bourbon whiskey, but it's Tennessee whiskey.
Okay.
It's won multiple awards, 2021 Consumer's Choice, 2020 96 points in Ultimate Spirits Competition, gold medal in 2018 double gold New York World Wine and Spirits Competition, which is a massive, massive competition.
Wow.
It's always aged at least 5 years. But your face looks like you would never, ever, ever, ever try this again, which is fine.
Well, you know what? If you like that, you like that straight pain right out the gate, and I like to savor and enjoy my. Well,
you just took a shot. What do you mean? Okay, this man is lying. No.
I am more of a shot person.
Yeah, we're not going to let you lie here. We're a show of integrity. He said I'd like to savor after he took a straight shot of cask strength whiskey. Now he's mad at me for it being hot.
Yeah,
it's not meant to fucking just toss that bitch back.
Yeah, it's not. Can confirm that here.
Can confirm.
Yes, can confirm. No, but it's. I mean, it's very hot. If you want to get to where you get to, like you feel. I mean, it's one of those things. As soon as you take that sip, it's going to warm you up completely. So I definitely felt that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and not something I would necessarily reach for again because that's just straight heat. So when we talk about even on a prior episode, something like Angel's Envy, it has that warmth to it, but it has a smoothness to it that I can appreciate. This is just straight heat, and but some people like that. So to each his own. I think for me, this is not something I would reach for again. But
that's me. I mean, and I will be. This is not. We're just different spaces, right? Like I am. For sure. I'm a more of a. I drink whiskey more often. Obviously, the fuck we're here. It's bourbon and bullshit.
That's right.
I drink stuff like this a little bit more often. So
sign up
something
for
like
the Patreon.
This,
let's go. Yeah.
So for me, this is something I would sip on. This is something I'd relax. Maybe make a strong Manhattan with. Make something that's going to still be spirit forward and be something that I enjoy. Yeah. You know, we could cool down that heat. You can put drops of water in it. Sure. There's different techniques to open it up a little bit that aren't going to be as harsh. Drink your whiskey how the fuck you want. Where with Sir Davis, you could drink that just straight up.
Sure, absolutely.
Because it's softer. Same thing with an Angel's Envy, not the cat, because they make different renditions, but their original one.
What's the retail on this?
So that one, the agreement was that you couldn't spend more than like $75 on a bottle.
Okay.
So I don't know if he followed it because Buckeye is a little bit of a very generous guy.
Okay, I got you.
So I'm not sure what he spent on it, but I can tell you because it's a store pick. So sometimes store picks might be more expensive, but you can find typically a Heaven's Door bottle from anywhere from $54.99 all the way to their bootleg, which is like the crazy expensive, like $500 bottle.
Oh wow!
There's a revival bundle. It's $124 for 2 bottles. So it's really pretty affordable for a solid whiskey that's won so many awards. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think but different spaces, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I do this.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking semi-pro drinker. Says we like to joke about it.
Yeah.
But definitely not something that you should be throwing back and then immediately saying, I like to savor. Savor what? Looking at the empty glass? What the fuck were you savoring?
Well, you know, a part of that was the amount that you had poured me.
And I looked at you like, liar.
Yeah. It was more like a shot type of pour.
No.
Yeah, but so... I mean, there's lessons being learned here, man. I'm coming into your world here, so you know. It got real warm and shit. This Bourbon and Bullshit shirt is also very light, so it is nice. So those of you that want to get the merch, it is kind of breathable. So guys, that is the only thing keeping me cool right now because that shit warmed me up completely.
Make sure that you stop in the shop and get the breathable fabrics. Sometimes
it's very well done.
When you tell someone the strength of a bottle, they fucking blank it out and just shrug.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of listening. I was just kind of like, hey, that looks about like a shot's worth. Yeah, let me just throw that back real quick.
Are you okay? Do you have a bad week? Can we talk about it? Because not once did I say shoot that bitch.
We'll take that shit offline. we might have to record this shit tomorrow because that shit will be long-winded.
Oh my god, yeah. This man! I not once said, take that shit to the head, fam. No, just fucking slow down there.
All right, well, lesson learned.
What was it? I think what was a rapper? He was on Shannon Sharp's show. He's like, you took that shit to the head. He's like, you gotta get that shit in you. The first one. He's like, no, we're supposed to sip it. He's like, well, now we can sip the next one.
Okay, I think I did see that.
Shannon's like, what the fuck? All right, let me get another one in your glass. You did that. You did that.
Yeah, that was absolutely that moment. For sure.
All right, guys. So we're almost closing out. But Justin, is there any? You have some projects. I know that you started experimenting with some music stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I, want to give that its time outside of you fucking chugging. So, yes. So what have you been having going on lately? I know you said you want to do some side hustles and some projects. So talk to us.
Yeah, man. So just in that space, I haven't really gotten super in depth into starting the project other than I did buy some equipment. So I have some stuff at the house that's now set up. So I have my preamp, my mic, I got the home studio set up pretty much. In terms of, I connected with my cousin again. So he's actually producing a lot right now with DJ Nasty and kind of putting together some different sounds with mainly with his brother Lenny. They're always connecting on stuff. So he's still working on his industry connects, working on his sound. I'm really proud of everything that he's doing. Sancocho, that's my cousin. So
the fuck?
Soundcocho, yeah.
Soundcocho.
Yeah, it's all kinds of flavors.
Where can I subscribe to him? Because just on that name, you fucking share everything he's ever done. I don't give a shit if it's some shit he did in the 3rd grade.
You know what? He just switched up his social, so he moved to this name recently. So, I have to look that up. I don't know it off top, so that's maybe something we can put in the show notes. But he used to go by Traveler, and now he's Sancocho. So he's doing a lot of good shit. So I did connect with him on kind of what my vision is for what I want to do. As far as the project itself, it's pretty much laid out. I need to start the recording and production side of things. But some of the source material is done. There's some other ideas I need to put together, but I haven't made a whole lot of progress in terms of the recording or putting together the things, other than all like the pre-production shit. So all that's kind of lined up. I don't have anything recorded right now. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it's or where it's going, because I think there's been a lot of great discussion around what the vision is. I think we're aligned on that in terms of me and my cousin.
Is it going to be straight back into music, or I know that sometimes you were even talking about cameras and doing some other stuff too?
Yeah. So it's definitely gonna be a mixture of it's gonna be like spoken word and hip hop. So it's definitely gonna be like a story. So the project's called Love and Life. It's like a 2-volume, second volume. The first one is gonna be Lovin', and the second one's gonna be Life. So the first one's gonna be love focused. Second one's gonna be life focused. So yeah, thinking about 8 to 10 tracks mixed with hip hop and spoken word that kind of tell the story of just what we do every day, which is to live and love, right? So, yeah. So that's kind of what's in the project. It's all kind of ironed out. I just need to actually start the process of recording and the production side of stuff. And
you better hurry the fuck up.
Make sure our line is getting. Yes, I know.
I swear to Christ, as someone who's had to follow you around and like, hey, did you get this done? I'm no, not yet. No, it's due in like 13 hours. I'll wait till hour 11.
Yes, and then submits at 12:59, right before that.
11:59. That would have been late.
Yeah.
You would have been 59 minutes late, motherfucker.
Yeah. It's about right. So those things that were in the work field actually travel into my personal life as well. I need to some things I need to be better about, like taking shots straight from some hot shit that you warned me about.
I said the number.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited for your projects, man, and I know that. And not to give too many people all the secrets, but I know that some of it came after we came on the show. You had fun. You listened to your music again. You started exploring it when you were trying to share the stuff with me.
It was dope.
And when you did that, you're like, shit, I missed this shit. And you started talking about it, you got hyped. So if there's one thing I could do on the show, if I could reignite something or ignite something in someone else, I'm fucking happy about it. So I'm glad that you're doing it.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
And if I have to be a dick and call you every other day to tell you to fucking hurry up and make a song, you let me know.
Yeah.
Actually, don't let me. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, that's about right.
Did you make a track yet?
Yeah.
And if you want, when it is released, we'll put like a commercial on the show as well.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, no, I'll definitely come back. When it's all kind of finalized and kind of, do some, again, self-promotion, right?
Yeah.
I'll come with my own bourbon, So I was with the Beehive and they approved of this as well. So this is my own bourbon. This is going to be your boy JL,
if you get an L&L bourbon, like Love and Life bourbon, I swear to Christ.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shit on it if it's terrible. You better make good bourbon.
All right, it's gonna be good shit.
If it's terrible,
I'll bring you in the process. You know what I'm saying? I know you got the palate to justify.
If it comes in here and it's hot garbage, I'm gonna be like,
yeah, nah, I couldn't do that. I'm not passionate about bourbon. That would be
disingenuous. Like someone who suddenly puts on Levi's jeans and makes country music. So guys.
Fair enough. That's a good way to end it.
You said it. You set me up.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll let you ride with it. We're in Bourbon and Bullshit world.
Did I not? So. Did you not set me up for that?
No,
you said it.
I know. It's good. Yeah.
If I didn't jump,
those Levi's are selling though.
Oh hell yeah! But not because anyone wants those jeans. I wonder if my wife would look good in these jeans.
Yeah.
She has to look a little bit like Beyonce.
Is she gonna look like Beyonce? I don't know about that. Yeah.
No,
probably not.
I could buy Douce all I want, and I will never have as much money as Jay-Z.
Nope. No.
At least he's stuck to cognac. Listen, so guys, he's been really quiet.
He has been. Not to take it, but just his most recent shit was the Lil Wayne shit. Did you hear about that in the Super Bowl?
Oh, about him getting upset that he wasn't picked to even be on the Super Bowl because of Louisiana.
I know in the next there's some football shit.
Yeah,
but we can dive into.
But yeah,
but
what the fuck?
Yeah,
that's kind of a slap in the face to not even include him in a Super Bowl show, but you're gonna put Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, it's interesting. I really wonder. I mean, there was definitely politics involved in that shit. That whole shit.
I knew why. Kendrick at the time was the most powerful.
Kendrick's the most popular artist right now. I mean, just with the whole Drake shit, that just put him to the top.
So I'm sure that the NFL wasn't even thinking, oh shit, Lil Wayne's from here. Like they might not even thought it because of how popular Kendrick was.
Well, the thing is Jay-Z's the one who curates all of the Super Bowl shows. He has a contract with the NFL. So all of the recent ones, Usher, Rihanna. I mean, think about the artists that have come out the last 5 years. It is all chosen by Jay-Z. He has a contract with the NFL for their music and Super Bowl shows. So he handles all like the music production stuff. So
that is all handled by Jay.
He did not pick Lil Wayne. So there's a lot of controversy around that shit.
I did not
for
know
that specific
shit.
reason. Yeah,
that's a slap in the face. We're supposed to, hey guys, we're supposed to fucking cut out right now. So this might be bonus stuff.
Yeah.
But I did not know that he fucking slapped in the face. Lil Wayne. I thought they were cool.
So they were cool. There was all kinds of back history there because Lil Wayne was, when he was having his issues with Cash Money, he was going to go sign with Rockefeller.
I remember that.
And it ended up not working out. And but apparently there was no love lost and all that. So like it was still love between the camps and all that stuff. But I think more than anything, twofold, right?
It's a business move. Kendrick
is literally the hottest artist right now. Lil Wayne, if he is in the Super Bowl, is going to have Drake in that Super Bowl thing. I mean, we saw what Dre and Snoop and them did, 3 years ago? So, although Drake is still massive, I think Jay's looking at the optics of it.
Do we really give the guy who was recently accused of being a pedo a halftime show?
Yeah, because he's going to be a part of it, and he just lost this battle in most people's eyes, right? Pretty much everybody's. He
knew he lost.
Everybody kind of says that. So basically there was a lot of controversy. Like Lil Wayne, I don't know if he posted a video where he was saying how devastated he was, like how this impacted him like significantly. He's a huge football fan. He's actually a Packers fan. Mm-hmm. He was on Skip Bayless's show on FS1. I think they're doing a podcast now that Skip Bayless is no longer doing commentary on Fox. He's left Fox. Mm-hmm. So he's a huge sports fan, and football specifically. It's in his hometown. The Super Bowl is in his hometown. He's a massive artist, and he was really, everybody just thought that it was going to be Wayne because he's earned his stripes and all this.
Doesn't make sense.
And nobody from New Orleans. Now, to be fair, that's not what history has shown. They haven't necessarily, with the exception of L.A., because with Dre and Snoop and Eminem and 50, that was actually in L.A., that Super Bowl in L.A. So that's the only time that an artist has been from that town.
Yeah, like The Weeknd didn't do the Super Bowl in Canada.
Exactly, right.
Yeah. We didn't do a Super Bowl in New York or Alicia Keys.
Right, yes. So like there's only one instance in which that's happened. But I think there was so much dialogue around the fact that it was going to be in New Orleans, and Wayne's there. Everybody thinks New Orleans. They think sense. Wayne. It makes sense. Wayne has a huge camp with Cash Money. You could bring in Nicki Minaj. It could be a Drake. It could be a huge show, and so it was like a foregone conclusion that was going to happen. And then nope, Jay said nope. We're going to put Kendrick Lamar, and then now Lamar is there, and so there's a lot of controversy around it. I think it would have been nice to have given Wayne his flowers and that opportunity. It would have been a moment of a lifetime. But we also know that's not how life works. When you're looking at it from a business perspective, Kendrick is the hottest artist right now.
I also don't think that necessarily closes the door of him making an appearance. How many times have we seen like
that's what's being discussed right now?
Turn into where like someone still pops up.
Yes.
So I'm sure like
they've never collaborated. But I think
it doesn't need to have that.
They could have something. You're right. It could be like there's been moments where it's a dedicated artist, and then all of a sudden the camera turns, and then this other artist does 2 songs, and then it allows that artist to go, set up their
wardrobe
next
change.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Which is still shitty because I don't think that Lil Wayne should be the sideshow.
Right. He's a big enough artist where he deserves the whole thing. I mean, Kendrick came out how many years after him? Mm-hmm. He was already 12, 15 years in the game before Kendrick came out. So, because Kendrick came out, 2010, 2011? So, it's interesting. It's interesting.
It says Kendrick Lamar came out in 2003. Began in 2003. He first released his first song, What You Know About It. He released his first album, YHNIC, Hub City Threat Minor of the Year. Later that year. Lamar released his first mixtape in 2004, et cetera, et cetera. So he started rapping in 2003. So major thing didn't probably come out. It says Lamar's major breakthrough came in 2012. Good
Kid, Mad City. Yeah. Okay. And right before that, he had Section something.
Something like that. He dropped an EP in 2009 under his birth name, just Kendrick, under his birth name. Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, it was like 2000. Yeah, that's around that era, like 2009, 2010.
2009 was when he started rapping. About him. He started rapping under his actual birth name. He had a rapper name before that.
Interesting.
I did not know he had a previous name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's fair, and I think it's shitty to not involve Lil Wayne in a way. But it's also, why did you? It sucks to say this out loud. You shouldn't have assumed it.
Yes,
like why,
exactly.
Like why was it a foregone conclusion?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There's like it's like counting your chickens before the
100%.
Like why? Like
yeah.
It sucks though, because I do think that Lil Wayne, he's gotten through his ups and downs, but he is a fucking.
He's got a catalog, man.
Yeah, he has a catalog, and he is a fucking icon.
Yeah, no doubt.
As much as people could talk shit about, well, easy baby, you were fucking I'm in this bitch with the Terra.
Yeah.
There was at least 2 years where you couldn't not hear Lil Wayne on the radio.
Him. Even like real deep hip hop heads would just like respect. He's got some bars.
Like the Carter 3 will still hit hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Like even his mixtapes. Like I'm married to that crazy bitch. Call me Kevin Feather.
Oh yeah.
I was like, is that a Britney Spears joke?
Like, yeah.
Lil Wayne, come on, man.
He's got those little sneaky bars that just come out of nowhere,
And not to like get off too far, because we got to close out because we're about to do a second half.
Yes.
But I don't know. That's kind of shitty though, because when you see that kind of icon, someone who's established so much in that city, New Orleans has been one of those like music capitals of the world essentially for a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And that's a big platform to not bring him in.
It's massive. And him being such a sportsman, I mean, he really if you watch the video, it's kind of heartbreaking. Like he has like a video like after it was announced, like, I just want to address my fans and let you know that I've been devastated. I've been real depressed. I really thought that this was going to happen for me and for us and blah, blah, blah. And, it was rough. It was rough. But, he's going to have his moment. And, and not everything, it's like, that's life though, right? Not everything comes to you. You shouldn't anticipate that it's going to happen just because of this, that, and the third. It just didn't happen this time. And he's a great artist and he's going to have more things. He's got great accolades. He's got a phenomenal career. He's a legend. But yeah, there might be other opportunities, but it just didn't happen this time. But it's just the Jay-Z factor that, and Nicki Minaj like went in on Jay like on X and was just like, there was a lot of drama around this.
I did not know.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. Like, how can he do that? He's a legend, blah blah blah. So Jay got a lot of fire about that.
That is fucking
interesting.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Bourbon and the Music We Drink To. Justin, as always, thank you for hopping in here with us.
Yes, sir.
Where can people find you? Our socials, like your favorite color,
Yeah. I do like a soft blue. I'm sorry. J_lifestyle on Instagram. And man, just more stuff to come. It's a pleasure to be back here and just chop it up with you.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Guys, as always, thank you for tuning in for Bourbon and Bullshit. Make sure that you stop in the shop, get that breathable material t-shirts. And we also have our logos on mugs and multiple other things you can get them on. So our most favorite shirt and highest selling is Caution contains alcohol and a little bit of BS in 2 different versions. And our right now brand new banger is my favorite spirit is whiskey. It's a ghost t-shirt just for the spooky season, but it's always spooky in my heart. Check it out. Follow us on all socials at Bourbon_and BS on almost everything. Just Bourbon and Bullshit podcast. Guys, love everything you guys been doing for us. Love all the support, and stay tuned for next week's episode where we'll be bringing back Justin, talk about spirits in the athletic industry. Guys, be good. Talk soon. Hey guys, today's episode is brought to you by Burn, Termite, and Pest Control. I first met Joe Byrne on Full Frontal Nerdy Show and decided to give his company a try. They have been the best pest service I've ever had. From flexible scheduling, attention to detail, fair pricing, and everything you love about a small business, I highly recommend Joe Byrne and Burn, Termite, and Pest Control. It's a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience in termite and pest. You can reach Burn, Termite, and Pest Control at 321-297-7985. Once again, 321-297-7985. And let them know Bourbon and Bullshit sent you. Thanks, guys. See you next time.